Hi everyone, it's Rabbi Yakoby from GetMatchedLA. Hope you're all doing well. Following our lecture last week, people asked us to talk about virtual dating. I wanted to talk about the first 4 dates in general, and then we can go ahead and talk about dating online or FaceTiming more specifically. So the first 4 dates, I split them into half. I look at it the first 2 dates and the second set of 2 dates. So the first 2 dates, I usually tell the couples to just relax, take it easy. It's just an icebreaker, just to get to know each other. Go out. I generally tell them to just go for a cup of coffee. It's not necessary to go out for dinner. It's not necessary to do something fun. Just the fact that you're spending time with the other party should be fun enough, should be good enough. Just be very chill, be very relaxed. Don't ask any serious questions. It's just to break the ice, just to get to know each other a little bit better. You can share maybe some funny personal experiences, funny jokes, chit chat. Just be yourself. And so that's the first 2 days. The second 2 days, in general, I tell the couples to go out either to do something fun or to go out to dinner, depending on different variables, as I discussed with the couples and I see the dynamics. So at that point, if you go out to dinner or even if you do something fun, you should have a more serious talk. You could try and talk about the ambitions, or if you listened to our last lecture, then we talked about making yourself a list about your goals, your core needs, your values, your qualities. It's very important on date number 3 and number 4 to discuss that. And by the way, that will help you really not be nervous, as we discussed last time. People very often get nervous on dates. And there's no reason to be nervous. It's just you're meeting a person like yourself. If it's meant to be, it will work out. If you guys are a good match, it will work out. If it's not a match, then you don't want it to work out. So, but this will really help you at the same time not be nervous if you make yourself that list. And that should be something that you discuss on date number 3 and number 4. Reason for that is you don't want to be dating for a couple of months and then realize, oh, 1 second, we're heading different directions. I want to build a family as soon as possible, and the person that I'm dating is not interested. They want to go ahead and first travel the world. Or, I want to live in the valley and because that's close to my work, but she wants to live in the city next to her family. So these are things that is very important to be discussed. A lot of times, the less religious couples that are dating, they wait until much later to discuss this, and they think, okay, it's let us first like each other. If we like each other, then all these things work out. And although that's true, but it's something that could be discussed in the beginning, and come to a conclusion, come to a agreement on that from the beginning, so you don't have to go out a lot and then just see that it does not work out. So that's very important. And as far as the religious couples are concerned, it's very important to be more relaxed on the first 2 dates, because they are going into date very focused, very trying to see, oh, is this the right one or not? But that's not good either. You have to be much more relaxed on the first 2 dates and just try to go ahead and enjoy the date and see if you guys are a good match on a very, very personal, relaxed level. Okay, so now to talk about virtual dating more specifically, so it's very important to set up in a specific time. Again, that goes for general dating as well. Not be late, and if you're running late, make sure you call and you let the other party know that you're going to be late. And please don't make a habit out of it. It's disrespectful, and it's a big turnoff. Very often I hear that one of the couples says that the person was late, and it's really not nice. Always after the date, call if there is a matchmaker, call them the next day, discuss with them how the date went, how your thoughts, your ideas. If they are objective, they could be very, very helpful to you. Talking to both parties, they could shed a lot of light on your doubts and your questions. You could ask your questions, and it's important to talk to somebody who really has your best interest in mind and is objective. You have to be very picky on who you talk to. So that's a very important advice to bear in mind. So people, a lot of times, they think that if they're dating on their FaceTiming, so they don't have to, it's more casual. That's not true. If you're FaceTiming, that's still your first impression. You have to make sure that you look your best. And I often joke with the couples, make sure you put on your perfume, or make sure you put on your cologne. That's very important. Take a shower, look your best, do your hair, wear your best clothes. It's very important. Don't take it lightly. It is your first impression. Make sure the background where you are looks nice and neat and not distracting. And also, it is very important to be very focused during the dating on the web. A lot of times people might get a call in the middle, or they might get an email and they get distracted. I hear that very often, that people say, look, the other party was distracted, and it's a big turnoff. Again, it's a big turnoff. So that's very important to bear in mind. You should tell your family that you're going to be on a match, on a date, and no one should come into the room. No one should be disturbing. Sometimes I hear that suddenly people get called in the middle of the date. And again, that's not nice. It's disrespectful. As far as the duration of the date is concerned, so when people are dating in person, in general, I say between 2 to 3 hours, should be door to door. And if they're meeting somewhere, then I would say 1.5 to 2.5 hours is the norm. And if you're dating on the FaceTime, then I would say 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. And the reason for that is, again, because FaceTiming is much more focused, as you're not paying any waiters, there's no driving, there's no distractions. So therefore, it does take a lot. It does go a lot faster, and 45 minutes to an hour and a half is a very good amount of time. It's important not to go over that time, over the normal. You want to date the date on a good end. You don't want it to drag too much, and the other party gets tired and exhausted, or you just run out of conversation naturally. It's normal for people to get tired after 2-3 hours, and if you're dating on FaceTime, then it is normal to get tired after 1.5 hours for sure. It's too much, so it's always good to end on a good note. And you don't want to cut the date too short also, because it's not respectful. Even if the date is not going so well, it's if the other person is enjoying their time, it's really not respectful to suddenly end the date. And only if both parties are just really not talking, it's really not going, then yes, you can go ahead and end the date faster. But otherwise, it's not respectful. As far as the frequency of dates are concerned, in general, especially in the beginning, the first 4 dates, you want to try to go ahead and build momentum. So I do recommend meeting each other 2 times a week, and after that, you might need more time to think. So then you can go ahead and maybe take a little more time, maybe date a little less frequently, but even still. 5, 6, 7 dates, still not so much thinking, although you should be always thinking after every date, assess everything, and you don't want to waste your time, so you do want to be very much thinking after every date, where you're going, where you're heading, and this way you really stay much more focused and you don't waste time. Feel free to call us with all your dating needs. Our number is 310-927-8618. If you need advice during dating, or you need help with making your list of top qualities, core needs, your values, and your goals, or if you just need to meet with us so we can introduce you to other singles like yourself, feel free to call us. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.